Hello, welcome to Always Curious. Today I'm going to show you another N8N workflow. It's actually an extension of an N8N workflow that I showed in an earlier video. The one I showed in the other video is this one down here that gets a file from a Google Drive, gets a Google Docs file, takes it and gets the content of what's in the file, and then sends that to this in-memory vector store. And what happens is the content is broken into chunks by this down here, and then the vector is created for each chunk. And that's what I showed in a previous video. But what I'm going to show today is this pipeline up here, where I'm actually going to have a little chat session, and I'm going to ask a question, and it's going to see if it can use the vector database to answer the question. But right now I don't have anything in the vector database, so let's just see what happens. I'm going to start. So I'm going to say, what is MCC? And the LLM doesn't know what MCC is, and there's nothing in the vector database to help it. So it comes back and it says, oh, MCC stands for Mission Control Center. That's interesting. Now I have another Google Doc I'm going to load in, which is a paper about MCC and the Carnot project. And I'm going to go ahead and load that in. So now that information should be in the vector database. And let me just go ahead and run this. I'm going to say, what is MCC? And it says MCC stands for Microelectronics and Computer Technology, which is exactly what was in the paper. Isn't that cool? So what happens is that query, what is MCC, goes to this AI agent. The AI agent uses OpenAI to see if it knows anything. And it says, oh, well, maybe I should use a tool. Maybe I should go over here and get stuff from the vector database to see if I can find out what MCC is. So it sends that request to the vector database. It actually changes what is MCC into a vector, and then sends it to the vector database to see if there's vectors that are similar to it. And if there are, those are returned, and they go to OpenAI along with the initial query of what is MCC, and that goes back to the chat. So let me see if I can ask a different question. I'm going to say, what is MCC and the Carnot project, which is also in the paper. And if I do that, it takes that request, turns it into vector, checks the vector database to see if it knows anything about MCC and Carnot, and it says, oh, the Carnot project was developed at MCC. It aimed to do this, and so it is now using the data in the vector database to augment the initial request from the chat window. Isn't that great?